Hi students, welcome to online class. So in this video we are going to discuss about chapter 9, Introduction to C++. So up to last week we have completed first chapter, first 5 lessons. First 5 lessons we have completed. So we have skipped chapter 6, 7, 8. So we are going to start chapter 9 from this week. So what is introduction to C++? See, first 5 chapters we have discussed about the what is computer, and then what is mean by Windows, what is mean by memory, and then what is mean by number system, what is mean by operating system, what is mean by software, what is mean by hardware. So like that we discussed about the computer and the inner parts of the computer, internal parts of the computer, like that we studied. So now from this week we are going to learn programming language. We are going to learn programming language. So in the 11th standard you are going to study about C++. So it's a programming language. You might have studied in lower classes. Maybe 8th or 9th you might have studied this. So we are going to learn from chapter 9 to chapter 16. We are going to learn only C++. So we are going to learn the programming language. So let us start with introduction to C++. So here in this video we are going to learn the history. We are going to know what is C++. And then who developed, like that we are going to discuss here. C++ is one of the most popular programming language which supports both procedural and object oriented programming paradigms. See, C++ is a most popular programming language. You might know this. Wherever you go for a software company, wherever you go for a particular company related to computer science, related to software, they ask you whether you know C++, whether you know Python, whether you know C, like that they Java, like that they used to ask. Why? Because all the softwares are created by programming. Because of programming, the programmers, they used to develop the coding, they used to develop the program. So through that the software is evolved. So C++ is one of the most popular programming language. Not only that, why it is more popular means because it supports both procedural programming language as well as object oriented programming language. So what is mean by object oriented programming paradigm? Object oriented programming means each and everything is considered as an object. In a program, each and everything is considered as an object. The object contains both data and functions combined together. Object oriented programming means which contains both data and functions combined together. So that's what they used to call it as object oriented programming. What about procedural programming? Procedural programming means a program which supports based on the instruction, based on some procedure, by set of procedure. So we want to follow the set of procedure, and then based on that the programming was developed. So C++ it supports both procedural as well as object oriented programming paradigm. And then thus C++ is called as hybrid language. Why it is called hybrid language means because it supports both the procedural as well as object oriented programming. So that's why it is called as hybrid language. It is called hybrid language. And then C++ is a superset of its predecessor C language. So what is mean by superset? Superset here means it is called an extension. So first C programming language was developed. After the C, they developed a programming language called C++. So C++ is the extension of C programming language. C++ is the extension of C programming language. See, we are discussing about C++. Then there will be a question: who developed C++? Who developed C++? First of all, whether they gave the same name? No. See here, Jarne Stroustrup named his new language as C with classes. Actually, Jarne, B is silent. So Jarne Stroustrup, he only developed the programming language called C++, but he didn't give the name C++. He gave the name as C with classes. C programming with classes. He gave the name like that only. Then later the name was changed to C++. The name C++ was coined by Rick Musty. Rick Musty. So Rick Musty is another scientist who only gave the name C++, who coined the name C++. What is mean by plus plus? Where plus plus is called the plus plus is an increment operator in C language. Where plus plus is the increment operator in C language. Right. Now we learn about Jarne Stroustrup. Let us see some few lines about Jarne Stroustrup. So Jarne Stroustrup is the inventor of C++ language. And then Jarne is a Danish computer scientist born on 30th December 1950. So he is a Danish computer scientist. So he born on the year 1950, born on the month 30th December, right? And then he has a master degree in mathematics and computer science in 1975. So he completed his master degree, PG, in mathematics and computer science in 1975 from Aarhus University. Aarhus University. So Denmark, and a PhD, that is Aarhus University is in Denmark, right? He has a master degree in mathematics and computer science in the Aarhus University, which belongs to the Denmark, right? And then he has done his PhD in computer science in 1979 from the University of Cambridge. So he completed his PhD in computer science in 1979 in the Cambridge University, England, right? So this is about the history, right? That is history of Jarne Stroustrup. Now we are going to learn about the history of C++. C++ was developed by Jarne Stroustrup at AT&T Bell Laboratory during 1979. So he developed the C programming language, C++ programming language in AT&T Bell Laboratory during 1979. It was located in New Jersey, right? It was located in New Jersey. So C++ is originally derived from the C language and influenced by many languages like Simula, BCPL, ADA, and then ML, CLU, and ALGOL 68. Actually, we studied in the first slide itself. C++ is the superset of predecessor C language. So that is what here also they have given. C++ is originally derived from. It comes from the C language. It was not created by its own. C++ was not an independent one. Was not an independent one. It depends on the C language. Why it depends on C language means most of the concepts were derived from C language. Most of the C++ concepts were derived from C language, and then many languages were influenced. Many languages were influenced such as Simula, BCPL, ADA, ML, and then CLU and ALGOL 68. So these languages are not now in use. Most of them they are using only C++, Python, Java, like that they are going. So till 1983 it was referred New C. So first the name was changed as New C. Then Jarne Stroustrup only given the name C with classes. So till 4 years, till 79 to 83, till 1979 to 83, it was given new C. Then it was changed to C with classes. Then in 1983, in the same year, Rick Massetti, who is a co-scientist, who only coined the name called C++. Who only coined the name, that is changed the name as C++. Right. Now we are going to see the benefits of learning C++. What are the benefits? C++ is a highly portable language and is often the language of choice for multi-device, multi-platform app development. So it's a portable language in the sense it is easily carryable. It is easily carryable. You can download wherever you want and then you can install it in any system. And then it supports multi-devices, multi-platform. It does not belongs to Windows or Linux or Unix like that. So all the all the operating system supports C++, as well as we can develop many applications using the C++. We can develop many applications using C++. Then C++ is an object-oriented programming language and includes classes, inheritance, polymorphism, data abstraction and encapsulation. So these are the 5 important concepts. These are the 5 important concepts in object-oriented programming language. What are the 5 important concepts? Means classes, inheritance, polymorphism, data abstraction and then encapsulation. So these things we will study in the later videos. What is meant by class, what is meant by data abstraction, polymorphism, like that we will study. So because of this, the C++ programming language was most popular, and then these concepts are included in the object oriented programming language. Right. C++ has a rich function library. So it contains a predefined functions. There are lot of predefined functions are there. Using those predefined functions, we are able to do whatever the process we need. For example, let us take a calculator. So in the calculator, scientific calculator, you have SQRT, square root function. Is it right or not? Square root function. And then cos, sin, tan, like that. Each and every button, in the scientific calculator, each and every button has a specific function, such as SQRT and then sin, cos, tan, like that. So whenever I type the number and then whenever I press that square root button, what happens? If I type 81 and then if I press the square root button, what will happen? So what is the square root of 81? 9. So already the button square root is already predefined. What is the function? What is the nature of that particular button? What is the process that the button should do? So everything is predefined. Like that, C++ has a rich function in library. Rich function library means already all the predefined functions are available in the libraries. Right? So we will discuss that later one by one. And then C++ allows exceptional handling, inheritance and function overloading, which are not possible in C. C programming language does not support inheritance concept and then function overloading. Exceptional handling means whenever if we have a doubt in the program, whenever we need to find out the error, where the error can be. So like that, exceptional handling means finding out the error or throwing the error. So those things are available in C++. Those concepts are not available in C programming language. C++ is a powerful, efficient and fast language. So it's a powerful language and then it's a time efficient as well as it is used to execute the process in a faster manner. and then it finds a wide range of applications from GUI applications to 3D graphics for games to real-time mathematical simulations. So whatever the applications you need, whether the application may be it's a gaming application or a graphical application or a complex mathematical calculation, whatever it may be, so all those applications can be developed, all those applications can be created, right, using the C++ language, whether it is a graphical application or a gaming application, whatever it may be. So we can develop the games using the C++ programming language. Not only games, we can solve the complex mathematical problems can be solved using the C++ programming language, right. So now we are going to see about the C++. So character set. What is mean by character set? See, character set is a set of characters which are used to write a C++ program. Character set is a set of character. Set of character mean one or more character. So what is mean by character? Character set means it is a set of character. So using that we can write the C++ program. But what is mean by character? See, here they are given. Character represents any alphabet or number or any other symbol, mostly available in the keyboard. So keyboard contains alphabets A to Z, and then it also contains the numbers 0 to 9. So whatever the numbers and alphabets, and then some special characters. Special characters means at symbol, comma, dot, colon, semicolon, hash, dollar sign. So these are called special characters. So these are available in the keyboard. So all these things are called as character. See, in English subject you might have studied that alphabet, or otherwise it is called as letter. It is called letter. A, it's a letter. X, it is a letter, right? So here in computer it is called as character. We should not call it as an alphabet or letter. We should call it as character. When one or more characters are typed, then that is called character set, or else we can call it as string. Instead of calling character set, you can call it as string. One or more set of characters are called as string. Set of characters is called as string, or else we can call it as character set, no problem, right? So character represents any alphabet, numbers, or any other special characters, that is any symbol, right? So here we have given the character set. What are the character sets? So alphabets means capital A to Z as well as small a to small z. So all are alphabets. So here why they are given capital letter, small letter means, so capital letter they used to call it as uppercase letters. In second lesson itself you might have studied uppercase letters. Capital letters are called uppercase. Small letters are called lowercase letters. Then numeric means numbers. So numbers we know 0 to 9. So special characters means plus, minus, asterisk, slash. So whatever the characters you found in the keyboard, those characters are called special characters. That is symbol oriented characters. Dot, comma, colon, semicolon, right, single quotes, double quotes. Then white space. White space means where we use blank space. You can use blank space using the space bar, right? Horizontal tab. Horizontal tab in the sense we used to leave some spaces, 5 space. We used to give 5 spaces. Carriage return, new line. New line means next line. New line means next line. So these are called the character set, right? Whatever the characters which we found in the keyboard, all those characters are called character set. So I think you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you students.